Bucks.
We had an opportunity to take questions on the impending strike. Hopefully your questions were answered satisfactorily. We have a professional team that is working tirelessly to make sure there is minimal disruption to New Yorkers, which is my number one priority. Any further questions?
Let's start with Byrne. We'll make our way around.
Governor, yesterday, Reverend Al Sharpton said that he doesn't think that you should move to remove Mayor Eric Adams under your powers available. I'm wondering, what is the threshold? You had a phone call with him last week. What would cause you to remove him from office?
I have a lot of respect for Reverend Al Sharpton. I speak to him often, and I respect his leadership, and we'll continue to work with him. I'm not going to stand here and give a timeline right now. My responsibility is to make sure that New York City functions at a highly effective level, and I'm monitoring the situation and watching for that to occur, making sure that we convince New Yorkers, and it's going to be difficult, but we must convince New Yorkers, let them know that there is responsible leadership that knows how to govern, and I have to restore that.
In your eyes, what would be a failure of achieving that?
A failure of achieving responsible government?
Yes, on the part of the mayor.
I have talked to the mayor about what my expectations are, and I don't give out the details of private conversations.
Andrew?
More broadly, Governor, the reports are that when the mayor's chief counsel resigned, part of the reason she did that was she had advised him to essentially clean house and get rid of some of these top officials who were under investigation by the Southern District. Can you at least broadly tell us, is that some of the similar advice that you gave to the mayor? And if he doesn't take it, what that tells you about whether he can keep New York running, as the banner said?
I appreciate the reframing of the same question, which was what was in my conversation with the mayor, but you're going to get the same answer. I will not be disclosing the contents of my conversations with the mayor or others.
Tam Chalto?
Governor, does the fact that the mayor has replaced some of his aides who've been caught up in this investigation or transferred some of the responsibilities of those aides, does that weigh on your decision at all on whether he can effectively lead the city?
I'm looking at it through the eyes of New Yorkers. I want to make sure that they feel safe in our streets, that the garbage is picked up, that we continue closing illegal cannabis shops, that they feel secure going on our subways, that the larger picture, we continue building affordable housing, which is a crisis. There's a shortage of housing right now. So the operations of government, as someone who's been in government for 30 solid years, I know what functioning government is and looks like, and I'm making sure that I see that through the eyes of New Yorkers, that their lives are not disrupted by this.
Do you think a transfer like that could disrupt the functions of government if he's transferring responsibilities or replacing aides?
When circumstances require changes, they can be momentarily disruptive, but the larger good is served by having people in all levels, whether it's the president, the governor, the mayor, any level of government, that it has people who are competent, who are ethical, and focus their responsibility, which is to serve the people of our state and our city.
Jason?
Governor, back to Reverend Al Sharpton's comments, he compared this situation to Senator Menendez's, in that he said Menendez wasn't forced to resign until he was convicted, not indicted. Is that how you want to see this play out, that he's not resigning until a conviction?
This situation is, as long as it feels it's been around a long time, this is still fairly new. And I'm giving the mayor an opportunity now to demonstrate to New Yorkers and to me that we are righting the ship, that we have the opportunity to instill the confidence that I think is wavering right now, and to power forward with an effective government. That's what I'm looking for.
Rebecca?
Have you spoken with Leader Jeffries or Majority Leader Schumer about the indictment, about what they might want to see happen in New York City? We're already seeing Republicans I don't want to say harp on, but they're already using the indictment in attacks in key battleground districts, and the mayor himself is being compared to Trump with his rhetoric about the DOJ. Have you spoken with the leaders, and are you concerned about what impact this will have on the congressional races?
As one would expect, I've had conversations with countless individuals representing all walks of life as we assess the situation. Now, it is just too rich to have Republicans criticize what Democrats are doing when the top of their ticket was literally convicted of 34 offenses in our state. Not indicted, convicted. So I would suggest that they, if I'm advising Republican candidates, stick to the issues, because you're going to go down tying yourself to Donald Trump, and you really can't escape him.
So is that a yes to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer?
I have had conversations with many people, as one would expect.
Ben?
Governor, you need to find about $48 billion to fund the new MTA capital plan and the current one that was defunded with the pause on congestion pricing. Where are you going to find that money?
First of all, there's not been a final number associated with the MTA capital plan. I would suggest that everyone examine the normal course of business, that there's a proposal, it's approved by the MTA board, it goes to another board, then it goes to the legislature. So there is still a process to know what the final numbers are, so it does not make sense for me to comment on specifics related to that. As I said before, congestion pricing was a temporary pause, and I suggest that everyone realize that the word temporary means temporary.
How do you feel about the Judge Engeron rejecting your motion to dismiss the lawsuits?
I'm assessing my legal options as we speak.
Mac in the back, and then we gotta go.
Governor, you mentioned government services still going even while this indictment is going on, but several of the top City Hall commissioners have resigned. What do you tell New Yorkers, average New Yorkers who are worried?
That when there's vacancies, people will fill them. New York City has a bounty of talented people who are civically oriented, who have government experience that can be drawn upon to step up at this time. So when there's vacancies, I have no doubt that there is a high caliber of people that are willing to serve their city at this time to help it get back on its feet. So to all New Yorkers, I don't think an individual vacancy in the administration will affect your lives, but on the other hand, let them know that their governor is watching this situation closely.
Great.
All right, thanks everybody.